Pro boxing fans, we are here in Manchester. Callum Smith, it's been a minute. How's things? How's life?
Yeah, not bad, mate. All good.
Talk to me. Last time you fought was Buatsi in February. We are here in November. You haven't fought since. Frustrated?
Massively. I think you can't. Probably used to it now. I've had bad inactivity over the last 5 or 6 years or so, which I don't believe entirely has been my fault, but sometimes it's the way it happens in this sport. And I was hoping to get up before the end of the year. Now I'm looking more like early 2026, which again is frustrating, but I've got to just keep doing what I'm doing, keep ticking over and make sure that when I do get a fight I'll be ready to get another win.
Obviously, being involved in the sport, your name gets mentioned all the time. For the last 6 months it's been mentioned with this fighter, that fighter. What's happened? Can you actually elaborate a little bit more on what's going on?
I don't know. I was sitting with Eddie trying to get, obviously I'm in a good position. I'm interim world champion. Obviously the belt is tied up. I was close to, hopefully I was hoping to get the Benavidez fight. That didn't happen, and then WBO over now ordered me to fight David Morrell, which is a good fight, a fight that I like. It's a tough fight but a good one, but that's not looking like till next year. But because they've ordered it, my next fight has to be David Morrell, so I can't have a fight in the meantime to stay active, which was frustrating, to be fair. Like I said, it's not the Morrell fight that I don't want, but I don't like the fact that I can't fight in the meantime before having that fight. But look, it's boxing, it is what it is. I'm not the only person that happens to. Like I said, I've got to just stay in the gym, stay ready, and be ready when the time does come.
Actually, just going off what you're saying, Joshua Parker fought Bivol last weekend and fought well until the 11th round or the 10th round, and maybe people are saying it was in his inactivity because he was in the same position as you, if you want to put it. Been looking for that fight, the fight didn't happen. Maybe the last couple of rounds he felt it. Is inactivity like really bad at this point of your career, especially where you're later on in your career?
Yeah, no, most definitely. I think inactivity is bad regardless of what stage your career at, but I do think it probably affects you more as you're coming towards the later years in your career. But like I said, it's not ideal, and it's hard to come in off long layoffs and expect to be at your very best and beat the best in the world. I've managed it quite a few times, but I've come up short a couple of times, and it's not an excuse, but I don't think it helps with the performance, so to speak. But yeah, you've got to just kind of make sure your camp's good, be mentally a little bit strong, and always believe that I get it right on the night regardless of what preparation's been like. But ideally, every fighter I'd like to be active. I always feel I was at my best when I was active a lot earlier on in my career. But like I say, I'm not the promoter. I don't choose and pick when I fight, but I've just got to get in there and do my job.
It is a shame because I was in Riyadh for that fight for you and Buatsi. And first of all, what a fight it was. Hats off to both of you guys, warriors in the ring. And you just thought at that point it'll just propel you further on in the light heavyweight division. It hasn't done, unfortunately. Like you said, it's boxing. But listen, I do want to talk about David Benavidez, a fighter that you just named there. And Anthony Yarde, 3 weeks' time actually in Riyadh. How do you see that fight playing out?
Yeah, I think it's a good fight. I think it might be I say typical Yarde fight, but like his other two world title fights, I think he'll be competitive early on, and then as the fight goes on, I think Benavidez's punch output, work rate, fitness kind of takes over second half of the fight.
Well, what do you make of Benavidez, a light heavyweight? Well, what have you made of him so far?
It's a good fight. He's a very good fighter. Obviously, say his punch output's phenomenal for a light heavyweight. His fitness, and I think the move up in weight has suited him. He's a very, very big 168, so I think he's comfortable at 175, and he's got himself a WBC world title now. And one thing about him, he's never shied away from the big name. He's always called the big names out, and so he's a very, very good fighter, but one that I'd love to fight one day.
So Dmitry Bivol back from his back injury it was, and we know Beterbiev is that third fight. That may happen in 2026. Eddie said, look, that's a fight that maybe should be happening in 2026. If that fight was to happen, what happens in the third fight between both of them?
I think Bivol, the more they fight now, the later on it's going. It benefits Bivol more. I think he's the younger, fresher fighter. I think age isn't on Beterbiev's side, and the longer it's leaving, I think if they fight again, I favour Bivol. If they fought again after that, I'd probably favour Bivol that little bit more. I think both great fighters, but I just don't think time's on Beterbiev's side at the minute.
AJ Fury, does that still interest you? A lot of people are saying, look, it's a fight that we want to see, but it is a bit late. Obviously, that's everyone's feeling. But if that happened in 2026, is that something that you'd like to see?
Yeah, of course. I think it'll always interest me. I think same with maybe with the Pacquiao, I was still interested people. It's probably 5 years too late, but it was still a massive fight. And regardless of when them two fight, even to say like the AJ Wilder fight, I think that's a massive fight in terms of excitement, but it should have happened a few years ago for undisputed. It could happen now for no world titles, but it's still a fight I'd watch. It's still exciting, and same with Joshua Fury. I think it's a fight that probably should happen. I think it'd be a shame if it doesn't, if they finish their careers without fighting, but I know I'm confident that it can happen, hopefully in 2026.
What do you make of all them talks of Pacquiao Mayweather for the second fight?
You know, I seen them the other day, and you don't know how true they are and stuff, but hopefully not. Like I said, they fought, how many years ago was it now? And it was late then, so never mind now. I think you're seeing too many fighters coming back now for all these exhibitions and whatnot, and I think they've had the time, they've had the career, and great careers as they both had. Leave it where it was.
Just a final one. Jake Paul obviously made a name for himself in the sport. First of all, helping a lot of female fighters, regardless of what people think of him. A lot of female fighters are getting paid handsomely. Matt and Serrano, and I can't say that everyone else can vouch for that. His fight with Gervonta Davis seems to be in dispute because I think Gervonta's been pulled off that card. Yeah. What do you make of that? What do you make of? First of all, what do you make of that fight was actually going to happen, but now it's not even happening?
It's a bit bizarre, to be honest with you, when you see the size difference in them and stuff. I was glad when it did get announced that the words exhibition after it, and it wasn't an actual fight, but no exhibition. Anyone can fight an exhibition, it's got rules and limits and whatnot, but it is bizarre because I met Jake Paul when we were in New York for Liam's fight, and he's a big lump, he's a big lad by the way, and Gervonta Davis is tiny, to be fair, in comparison, so it would have been a bit of a weird one. I didn't know. I was speaking to Buddy before, he was saying he's in trouble again, and Gervonta Davis or something, he's been arrested or something, I don't know, so it looks like it's in jeopardy, but I don't know, it's a weird one. Does it get eyes on the sport? Yeah, probably. Is it good for the sport? I don't know, it's a weird one.
Actually, just a final one, talking about that space, talking about Misfits, you see Andrew Tate's come back become the CEO of Misfits. I'm sure they're trying to build something up between him and KSI or whatever, but what do you make of him? Because we know what sort of personality he is, what sort of following he has, what sort of money he carries. What do you make of him in boxing? In that side of boxing?
Yeah, he's got a massive following, to be fair. Like he's a huge name on social media and stuff. He's got a lot of, which kind of fits the bill for that. I don't know, I'm surprised he's doing it because he's got a lot to lose reputation-wise if he gets in and gets filled in. He kind of damages his reputation, so I don't think he needs the money. I think he's got a lot of money himself, so I don't know. I was surprised when I seen it he was going to do it. Maybe he knows who he's fighting and he knows it's going to be an easy night, but yeah, I think there's a lot on the line in terms of reputation for him, and those sorts of people kind of pride on the reputation, so I don't know, we'll have to wait and see if that one happens.
I'm sure it's not just myself, but I'm sure a lot of boxing fans do want to see you in the ring very soon, and hopefully put it on great fights like you did throughout your whole career, but especially last fight. Look, we'll look out for the news. Good luck with everything going forward, and see you then, mate. Thank you very much.